Hello, I'm Andrea Haynes. I'm the group editor of SAPexperts. And today we're here at the SAP Insider 2013 HR conference. And I'm speaking with Chris Gray, who's a developer with Exaserv. Could you give me a little background about yourself before we start?
Mm-hmm. Well, like you say, I'm a developer at Exaserv. I've specialized in WebDim Pro over the past few years, but I'm really expanding into the new features SAP's opening up to us with the SAP UI5, iOS, and Sybase features.
I know that you told me beforehand you're very excited about the user interface improvements especially, so could you talk a little bit about that and what they mean?
I love what SAP is doing with their recent really attack on improving that whole look and feel to the end user. I mean, SAP really gets everything very well done through the GUI, but there's always room for improvement in making that more accessible to the end user, where you don't require quite as much training, and where you're not locked down to just the GUI. And I think the best example of that is the HR lanes that they've recently released, in that everything is accessible through the web browser, and it's a very clean interface, one that can be customized by each individual user, but allows them to access common ESS or MSS functionality.
Could you say what a lane is for people that might not know?
HR lanes is really an approach to group everything into kind of tabs on your home screen in a browser, and then you can click on one like search, and you can search for someone by name or maybe what job they have, and you see all your results, and then you can go directly from one of those and update their address information if you're a manager. You can modify positions. You have a lot of control available to you. And then, of course, it has the really key functionality that everyone really cares about, which is fixing up your workflow, dealing with those leave requests that are coming in. It puts all that right in the forefront in a nice, easy-to-use interface. It's very well done. It's quite a step up from what we're used to in just the old SAP GUI.
And I know you're a developer, so perhaps you'd like to talk about the technical aspects of it as well?
Yeah. The new HR lanes are developed in SAP UI5, and SAP UI5 is something that SAP released recently. It's this whole push to develop everything in HTML5. And to the end user, this doesn't immediately mean so much, but to a developer, this is really giving us a whole new set of tools. Like whereas before, with WebDim Pro, we could get something up and running very quickly, but we're kind of limited. It's kind of like having just a hammer and a wrench, and that's about all the tools you have available to you. Well, now we have the Swiss Army knife. We can do anything. We can make it look beautiful and flexible. We can design a solution that's going to look good on your computer, on your tablet, and on your phone. So it is really giving us a whole new range of control. It gives us, for example, one big improvement is just the general performance and appearance to the user is that you're not tied to these really rough animations where it's, you have a very basic system in the old WebDim Pro where you have to click something and wait for a reaction. It seems very slow and rough to the user. With this SAP UI5, SAP has already automatically thrown in a bunch of theming and animations where the whole interface appears smoother and more like what the user expects from an interface these days. I mean, the user expects a lot more in terms of feedback and ease of use. And SAP UI5 both makes that easier for the developer to provide and gives them more options and just what they can do. I really love what they've done with that. And then they've also gone in and we have the NetWeaver gateway now, which has made connecting to outside solutions and outside services so much easier. It was quite a bit of work to do that in the past. And what they've really done is make it very simple to take a function or something you have in SAP and just push that data outside so that someone on an iPad or someone on an outside service can just connect in an interface and tie everything together so much more easily.
And that's what SAP was talking about at the keynote when they said to connect anywhere, connect all processes to anything.
Yep.
So what do you think the future is going to hold? What are you going to do with all this new functionality? What are we going to see?
I think one thing we're constantly going to see is that the user expects everything to just, like you said, tie together much more easily. We've moved beyond just making that data accessible, making it secure, making it recorded. Now it's how easily can we interact with it, how simple is it for the user to get to that data. For example, if you have to be at your desk to access something, well, that's a limitation. When you're out at a meeting somewhere, you need to pull something up then and there. When it doesn't matter where that user is or where or what they're doing, they can immediately access it, whether it be on their phone, their tablet, their computer, easily get to what they're doing, combine it in the way they do, and push that data or present that to the people who need to see it. So I think we're constantly going to see further improvements as far as this whole interface and what options companies and developers have as far as creating their own custom solutions on how they can expand that.
And do you think the concerns about security aren't going to stand in the way of that happening?
No, I think concerns are with security. I think that obviously everyone should be concerned about security. That's one of the first and foremost things any company has to worry about is data integrity. But SAP is doing a great job with NetWeaver Gateway on really tying that together and taking care of those security concerns so that developers and the specific companies can focus on their own solution and figuring out their own problems and let SAP handle that security and address those concerns.
Well, thank you for sharing your excitement about these new developments.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you to Chris Gray from Exaserv.